Imagine walking through a silent library where every shelf holds the memory of human survival, a place where every leaf, root, and flower once meant the difference between life and death. That library is not hidden in stone walls. It is the earth beneath your feet. Long before pharmacies, before laboratories, before prescription bottles lined our shelves, humanity turned to plants. For more than 5,000 years, civilizations from Sumer and Egypt to China, Greece, and India carefully documented the healing properties of herbs. Tonight, we are stepping into that forgotten pharmacy. These are the 25 healing plants that changed human history. 1. Dandelion, Taraxacum officinale. Most people see dandelion as nothing more than a stubborn weed, but this plant has been used for over 1,000 years in Europe and Asia. Ancient herbal traditions valued it for digestive and liver support. It grows almost everywhere: open fields, roadsides, gardens, and wild meadows. One reason it became so important is simple. It survives where other plants fail. For early civilizations, a plant that was always available became a trusted companion. 2. Yarrow, Achillea millefolium. Yarrow carries the memory of war. Its name comes from Achilles, the Greek warrior of the Trojan War. Legend says he used it to help treat wounded soldiers. For centuries, it became known as soldier's herb. Across Europe, North America, and the grasslands of Central Asia, yarrow grows in open, sunny fields and wild steppe landscapes. This plant walked with armies. It traveled through history on battlefields. 3. Chamomile, Matricaria chamomila. Chamomile's story begins in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians considered it sacred and dedicated it to the sun god Ra. Later, Greek and Roman physicians wrote about its calming and soothing uses. It grows naturally across Europe and Western Asia, especially in dry, open meadows. Today, it remains one of the most consumed herbal teas in America. 4. Garlic, Allium sativum. Garlic is one of the oldest medicinal plants ever recorded. Ancient Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, Persians, and Chinese civilizations all used it. Historical accounts even suggest that pyramid workers consumed garlic daily. Its roots trace back to Central Asia and the Caucasus before spreading worldwide through trade routes. Few plants have traveled as far through human history as garlic. 5. Ginger, Zingiber officinale. Ginger began its journey in maritime Southeast Asia. It was first cultivated thousands of years ago and spread through ancient sea routes and the Silk Road. By the time it reached Europe, it was so valuable that it was traded almost like currency. Today, it is one of the most recognized medicinal roots in the world. 6. Rosehip. During World War II, when citrus fruits became scarce, rosehips were harvested across Britain for their vitamin C content. Children were even encouraged to collect them from hedgerows. This simple fruit helped support a nation during wartime. 7. Sage. The Latin word salvia means to save. That alone tells you how ancient cultures viewed this plant. In medieval Europe, sage was grown in monastery gardens and household plots. It became one of the most respected herbs in early European medicine. 8. Plantain, not the banana, the leaf. This humble plant grows in sidewalks, paths, cracks, and compact soil. Ancient Romans called it the path herb because it followed roads and travelers. It has been part of folk medicine for centuries. 9. Stinging nettle. Nettle is older than written medicine. Archaeological evidence shows humans have used it for food, textiles, and healing since prehistoric times. Its fibers were used for cloth and rope. Its leaves were used as nutrient-rich infusions. 10. Peppermint traces back to ancient Egypt and Greece. Dried peppermint leaves have been found in Egyptian tombs. That means people valued this plant over 3,000 years ago. Aloe vera, known as the plant of immortality in ancient Egypt, aloe was used in royal burial rituals and daily skincare traditions. Even today, it remains one of the most famous healing plants in American households. 12. Calendula. In medieval Europe, monks grew calendula in monastery gardens. Its bright golden petals made it both symbolic and practical. For centuries, it became associated with skincare and soothing herbal oils. 13. Lavender. Lavender's history stretches from the Roman baths to modern aromatherapy. The Romans used it in bathhouses and bedding. Its very name comes from the Latin word lavare, to wash. 14. Echinacea. Native to North America, echinacea has deep roots in indigenous medicine traditions. Many Native American tribes used it long before European settlement. For an American audience, this is one of the most historically local herbs on the list. 15. St. John's wort. This herb gained its name because it blooms around the feast of St. John in late June. In medieval Europe, it was believed to protect against darkness, fear, and illness. 16. Cornflower. A symbol of old European grain fields, cornflower has long been associated with eye washes and cooling herbal infusions. It thrives in wheat and barley fields. 17. Bay leaf. Bay leaves were sacred in ancient Greece and Rome. Victorious leaders wore laurel crowns made from its branches. Beyond symbolism, it was deeply respected in herbal traditions. 18. Coltsfoot. One of the earliest spring flowers, coltsfoot often appears while snow is still melting. Its Latin name literally means cough dispeller. This alone shows its long medicinal association. 19. Linden. Across Eastern Europe and Slavic lands, the linden tree is sacred. Its flowers have been used in tea traditions for centuries. In many villages, the tree itself was considered a gathering place for healing and community. 20. Ancient Egyptians used thyme in embalming. Greeks burned it in temples. Romans spread it throughout Europe. Few herbs carry such an ancient spiritual and medicinal legacy. 21. Ginseng. Ginseng is one of the most legendary herbs in world history. Its earliest known written medicinal use appears in China nearly 2,000 years ago. In Imperial China and Korea, wild roots were so valuable they were often reserved for nobility. 22. Licorice root. Licorice has been found in the tomb of King Tutankhamun. That means it was already valued in ancient Egypt more than 3,000 years ago. 23. Turmeric. Used in India for more than 4,000 years, turmeric is deeply tied to Ayurvedic traditions. It remains one of the most studied herbs in modern wellness culture. 24. Lemon balm. This fragrant herb has been cultivated in Europe since ancient Greece. Its Latin name, melissa, means honeybee. For centuries, it was planted near homes and monasteries. 25. Milk thistle. Perhaps the most iconic liver support herb in herbal history. Milk thistle has been used in Europe for hundreds of years and remains widely recognized today. Its striking white-veined leaves gave rise to many legends and traditions. These plants are not just herbs. They are living witnesses to civilization. They stood beside ancient healers, battlefield surgeons, monks, travelers, and families for thousands of years. Before science had names for compounds and molecules, humanity already knew something powerful. The earth provides. So now I want to ask you, which one surprised you the most, and which one would you want growing in your own backyard? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey through nature's forgotten pharmacy, subscribe for more deep explorations into the hidden history of the natural world. Stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, the oldest pharmacy on earth is still open.